Hello, this is Chancellor Sandra Patterson-Randalls, and you're watching the Horizon Newscast.
Welcome. This is the Horizon Newscast for the week of February 8th, 2011. I'm Sheila Franklin. Equity and Diversity Day is an experience where community organizations and neighbors of IUS are invited for a day of basketball and entertainment. Garrett and CJ have highlights of this annual event.
Equity and Diversity Day is IU Southeast's annual community event inviting various businesses and organizations for a day of food, folks, and basketball fun.
Equity and Diversity Day here at Indiana University Southeast is very meaningful. We do it every year, and basically what we want is to share with our community. We want our community to understand that we're serious about diversity here on our campus. We want to make sure that everybody's treated fairly and that we learn to not only create relationships but build relationships with each other.
For more than 6 years, hundreds have turned out to hear inspirational messages as well as the importance of diversity in athletics.
Equity and diversity is huge in the world of athletics, and it's also huge just in everyday life and in our university environment. It's one of those things where when we all come together from unique backgrounds, perspectives, we can do some great things.
And here's Garrett with a rundown of the game versus Cincinnati Christian.
Well, our goal is to not take any prisoners. We play hard every game, no matter who steps on the court. When it's vice versa, they're going to do the same thing to us. So we just go out and play hard every day, and we playing for one goal, and that's home court advantage, so we can have some more games at home so we can go to Branson this year.
21st ranked Grenadiers hosted Cincinnati Christian during IUS's annual Equity and Diversity Day on January 28th. The men jumped out to a 54-21 lead at the half, holding Cincinnati Christian to 28% shooting. The Grenadiers continued the onslaught in the second half, defeating Cincinnati Christian 106-50. Leading scorers were Darryl Bell with 22 points and Jasmar Ferguson with 19 points.
Do you believe Bigfoot exists? Professor Jeff Meldrum and Bigfoot expert visited the IUS campus to share scientific evidence about this famous legend.
Bigfoot, real or myth? Are you a believer in this idea that dates back thousands of years? Jeff Meldrum, a recent visitor of IUS, gave his opinion.
The most compelling body of evidence is the entire story of the footprints. I mean, without a doubt, something is leaving footprints, and these footprints are distinct and yet remarkably internally consistent and show adaptations that are very reasonable for the habitat in which these creatures are purported to live. So that consistency and that remarkable rational nature of that data is what compels me that there's something out there making these tracks.
While many in the audience were not IUS students, we were able to find one student who was quick to give his opinion on the Bigfoot theory.
I didn't really believe in it before, but he explained it more scientifically, and I'd only heard like people's testimonials, like on the History Channel or whatever, and I didn't really, it's hard to believe people when they just say something, but when it's presented in more of a scientific way, it's more easy to understand someone else's point of view.
Maybe the IUS campus has something more than geese lurking around here. From the woods, this is Ashley Agnew, Horizon Newscast.
Lecturer and sociologist Bertice Berry talked to the students about becoming the highest you. Christy Taylor caught the students' reaction after this inspiring event.
Becoming the highest version of yourself was the topic of discussion at Dr. Bertice Berry's live broadcast brought to IU Southeast by the National Society of Leadership and Success.
Life goes by quickly, and in those moments of coulda, woulda, shoulda, you realize not so much all the things as leaders we can do for others. We realize that as leaders, if we don't transform ourselves to become the best version of ourselves, then we really can't have an impact on the world.
Dr. Berry used life experience and comedy to bring inspiration to the crowd.
I met a woman one day. She was sitting on the steps crying, and I walked up. I said, "Honey, what's wrong?" She said, "When I was 5, my mother forgot me and left me on the steps. And now when I see steps, I can't climb them."
Oh, I love the humor. Those the faces that she was making was killer, but she also delivered wisdom at the same time.
This has been Christy Taylor, the Horizon Newscast.
Dress for Success is an event to transform those who are looking for a career in the working world from looking a hot mess to looking your best. Nicolette and I spoke to Career Services about this inaugural event. Career Services presents Dress for Success. IUS students took to the stage and showed the audience just how important first impressions are.
Just wanted the students to make sure that they were aware of what is appropriate business casual attire, what's appropriate professional attire, and then what is appropriate interview attire.
She has on this black jacket. Career Services offered a fashion show for students needing to prepare for the interview process as well as everyday corporate style. The models presented the do's and don'ts of current trends in the workplace.
Ladies, that's a must. Always put something underneath your dress shirt.
Just wanted to be sure in today's tough job market economy that students have that total package, that they have the resume, that they have the interviewing skills, but then they also know how to dress and present themselves to an employer. It's, your first impressions are everything, and those first 10 seconds are just critical when you first meet a potential employer.
I think it showed really good examples of what to wear, what not to wear, and all the jewelry and accessories and how you should wear your hair and perfume and stuff like that.
In the Hoosier Room, Sheila Franklin, the Horizon Newscast. Thanks for watching the Horizon Newscast. Our next episode will air on February 15th. I'll see you soon.